Hello viewers, this is T. Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from my separate called the Boruto Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breathe so hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language. Now, if you're over 18, then you should go to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the latest episode of Boruto. So basically, the episode starts off for the last. Well, when it last left off in the previous episode. So basically, Sasuke just witnessed Jigen, absorbing the power of the Ten-Tail Beast under this holographic platform with these Otsuki members, with these holographic images of the Otsuki members. So basically, after Jigen was done, was absorbing the power of the Ten-Tail Beast that was under the holographic platform, Sasuke witnessed Jigen transform into an Otsuki member that he just, unknown Otsuki member, he just saw a holographic image on the holographic platform. So anyway, meanwhile, back in the real world, back in the main world, we see Boruto was heading out to go do some training with Mitsuki, and he was telling Karaki that I'm gonna go do some training with Mitsuki. So basically, you're working, so basically, I'll see you later, because Boruto knows that Karaki was still assessed on finishing Hime's broken base that he accidentally broke, was still focused on, fixing that base. So anyway, Boruto laughed, and Karaki started to look to the final piece to fix Hime's broken base that he already grew back together. So basically, Naruto was in the house. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So anyway, basically Naruto was in the house, and was asking Karaki, what are you looking for? I'm looking for the last little piece to fix Hime's base. So basically, Naruto was I most doubt it if you could find that piece. I most doubt that you could find that little piece, but it doesn't hurt to try. So basically, Naruto was telling Karaki, I most doubt that you won't, doubting Karaki will find that piece to fix Hime's base. But Naruto, being the optimist that he is, it gave Karaki words of courage to continue his search to find that missing piece to fix Hime, to complete and fix Hime's base that he broke by accident. So anyway, meanwhile, we see Shikadao's team, and Ribe's team, having fun somewhere in the village on this bridge somewhere in the middle of the city, hanging out and whatnot. So basically, there was fun about Ribe, they heard about all the rumors about Ribe might be in the spy, whatnot, what they, so basically talking about their opinions on on Karaki and whatnot. So basically, we see Shikadao, Chozo, Energen, Dinky, Ribe, and Metal-Lee, talking about what they think about Karaki, if they think he's a spy or not or whatnot, blah blah blah. Anyway, as for Captain Kojin, he was still hiding out in his little hidey hole somewhere and using his toad to start a movie. He started to think he was saying to himself that what after what Doctor did, I hope that I hope that that Jacob doesn't show up on the scene and really cause him and make a scene. So basically, like Carson Cousin was worried that after what Delta did, after Delta made a scene, he was worried that that Jacob might pop up and make a bigger scene than Delta did once he tried to get Karate. So anyway, so Kawaki was still looking for the missing piece at the house, and Hime Anata and Hime left for the day to go do some shopping, and Koharu and another shinobi was left to guard Naruto's house. So basically, Hanata and Hime left to go do some shopping, and Koharu and another guard was left to guard the house with Naruto and Kawaki inside. So anyway, seems like things were going peaceful. Was going peaceful. So anyway, meanwhile at the training ground, Kawaki at the training ground, we see Boruto was doing some kunai, was doing some shuriken training with Mishiki, and all of a sudden his common mark started to activate it. So basically, so during the shuriken training, Naruto's common mark started to activate. And it's and we see what's going on with your mark, what's going on with your mark. So basically and Naruto and Boruto said the only time that my mark activate unless there's some type of danger or Kawaki mark is activated. So basically maybe something's happening to Kawaki. So basically Mishiki and Boruto was back to his house. Anyway, we see Sawada at Eno's flower shop buying, picking up some flowers for her mother that she ordered to flower shop. So basically, we see Sawada, picking up some flowers for her mother and also getting some flowers for Kawaki as well to cheer him up and whatnot. So basically, after she was done, picking up and buying flowers for Eno's shop, and that's when Eno started to send a powerful chakra present for her chakra sensory network, and that's when back at Naruto house we see while Kaki was still looking for that missing piece to fix Hime's thoughts, or he's starting Kawaki's marks start to activate, and out of nowhere open a portal. So basically, we see Kawaki's mark, activated and open a portal, and Jigen came through that portal from Kawaki's mark, and Kawaki was scared shitless. So basically, that Jigen must have used Kawaki's karma mark to open a portal, inside Naruto's house. So basically, Naruto was outside talking to Koharu and the other guard, and and saw what was going on. So basically, Jigen was like, oh, there you are, Karaki. I came to take you home. So basically, Naruto was like, you must be Jigen. So basically, yes. So basically, Jigen was like, I came to take Karaki home. So anyway, when Jigen showed up, Captain Kofi told his spy told that he was watching Karate on to hide itself from Jigen's presence. So basically, Captain Koji was shocked that Jigen. He figured that Jigen was shocked that Jigen actually showed up to get Karate back. So basically, but he forced his spy toad to hide itself from Jigen's sight. So basically, Captain Koji was kind of worried, that maybe Jigen must have figure out his true purpose and must have figure out his true purpose and whatnot. So anyway, blah blah blah. So basically, Jigen said I didn't look here. Like Jigen was telling Naruto, I didn't care to fight anybody. I want to take my son back home. I want to take my son Clark back home. That's about it. So basically, Jigen was not really looking for a fight, but Karaki was not didn't want to go back with Jigen, and Naruto was not gonna let Jigen take Karaki. So basically, Jigen shot these black spikes at Naruto that pinned him down to the ground, and these spikes that was impairing Naruto was draining his chakra while he was pinned down. So basically, Konohamaru was for a brief moment, got into a fight with Jigen, even though he was kind of hungry over to get Jigen, but basically he got hit by the same black spikes, Jigen hit Konohamaru and the other guard that was guarding Naruto's house with the same these same black spikes that Jigen used to repel Naruto with, and that was also these black spikes were draining Naruto's chakra. So anyway. So basically, went Konohamaru and Naruto technically down to the count, like Jigen was telling Karaki, I tried to tell them to, I didn't want to fight them, so basically, this is your fault, Karaki, so basically, let's go. So basically, Karaki was saying, no, I'm not going with you, you're not my father. So basically, Jigen was upset, and that's when Naruto and that's when Kuma gave Naruto some of his chakra, and he was able to break free from the spikes that Jigen shot him with and impaled him with, and basically managed to get a hit on Jigen and whatnot. So basically, and making sure Karaki was, and making sure that Karaki was okay. So basically, while Naruto was in nighttime mode, Boruto and Michi was rushing back to his house along with Michi, and Chikada and the others saw Boruto and Michi was in a hurry rushing back to his house, and Chikada was wondering, something must be going on. Something must be major was going on something must be major going on with Boruto. So anyway, Naruto and Jigen started to jump down again, blah blah blah, but Naruto couldn't do any of his usual. He couldn't do a big ass Rasengan and stuff like that, to take this. So basically, Naruto couldn't really do any of. He had the first step to fight Jigen hand to hand, because if he would have used one of his other devastation jutsu, he could have done some damage to to his house and the people and his neighbors nearby. So basically, Naruto had no choice but to fight Jigen hand to hand because he was worried that if he would have used a big ass Berserker attack, it could some people could get hurt nearby and whatnot. So anyway, Jigen was like, was about to do a big ass blast attack, which bring all this energy to do a big ass blast attack. So basically, Jigen was building up all this energy in his hand to do a powerful blast attack to finish off Naruto and basically level the whole area. And that's when Kawaki said, "No, don't do that, Jigen. Please don't do that. I'll go with you." So basically, I don't want you to hurt Naruto, anybody who's in this area. So basically, Kawaki opened himself to go with Jigen really, because he didn't want nobody else to get hurt. So basically, Naruto was like, I won't let you go with this dude. I don't let you go in the school as a Kage. Everybody who's in the everybody who is in this village is friendly to me. So basically, you became my family. So basically, I will protect my family at any cost. And Jigen was like, you know what? Stop this. I'm tired of you, Naruto. And he opened a portal, and so him and Naruto disappeared through this portal. So basically, Jigen opened a portal, and him and Naruto disappeared through this portal. So anyway, this portal led back to the dimension where Jigen is teaching the Tintail beast that he's been resolving the Tintail chakra from. So basically, Jigen said that, you're in a different dimension. So you're in a different dimension where he's teaching the Tintail beast that he's been, observing the chakra from. So basically, Jigen said that, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna leave you here in this dimension by yourself. But I'll get Kawaki, while get Kawaki without any other interference. And out of nowhere, Sasuke shut up and punched the shit out of Jigen before he ended up escaping through the portal. And Sasuke Naruto was glad that Sasuke was there and was there to help Naruto out. So basically, Jigen was like, Sasuke, you must be Sasuke Uchiha, the one with the red gun that's able to travel to different dimensions and whatnot. So basically, the episode ended with Kawaki. The episode ended with Jigen staring down at Naruto and Sasuke, and that's how the episode ended with Jigen staring down at Naruto and Sasuke. And was about to and they were about to get ready to fight, and that's how the episode ended with Jigen ready to fight Sasuke and Naruto, and that's how the episode ended. So anyway, this was a good episode. So basically, we're finally about to get into the good. We started to get into the real heavy stuff, with the real heavy storyline of the whole Kara organization arc. So anyway, this was a good episode. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just okay? Please let me know what the comment below the podcast. So anyway, like always, this is Michael from Screw View. Sign off. 1.